my name is Hannah, and today I'm going to be talking about my art, music, and movement presentation on Michael Phelps. Here is my trifold presentation board. I'll quickly go through this board and then I'll transition into the activity that I would be doing if I was presenting to the second graders. So for my trifold board, I first have a little bit of information on Michael. He is born on June 30th, 1985, making him 34 years old today. He was actually born in Baltimore, Maryland, and this is where he actually learned to swim at a very young age. As you can see, this is him down here at that young age. He was actually 15 years old when he went to his first Olympics in 2000. Moving over here into the middle, I have some athletic contributions. This is what Michael contributed to the sport of swimming. He won the most amount of Olympic medals, which is 28, and 23 of those are gold medals, as shown in this Sports Illustrated magazine cover right here. Moving over to social change, not only did Michael contribute to athletics in the world of swimming, but also to society as well. He created his own foundation called the Michael Phelps Foundation. Here's the emblem right down here. And this is basically a foundation to promote healthy lifestyles and also just to promote the sport of swimming. He wants everyone that can to participate in this to know how to eat right, exercise right, and just know a little bit more about swimming. And he wanted to make this to make a difference. He also has contributed to multiple charities, including Make-A-Wish, which is pretty popular, and then a not so popular one called Bid to Beat AIDS. He's also contributed to a lot of other charities, but these are just two of the main ones. Moving over here, I have the activity. I have the directions up here, and then connecting the activity to Michael Phelps and the sport of swimming to math, and then the learning outcome, and then I'll also explain how this activity relates to the math standards specifically for second graders. So as you can see down here, I have my activity that was planned for the second graders. I have a pool of water and I have my noodles in this pool of water. So basically for this activity, as shown in the directions on my trifold presentation board, students will reach into the pool, pick out a noodle, and I have whole numbers written on those. And for this activity, I want the students to say how many hundreds, tens, and ones are on this noodle according to the whole number that is written on the noodle. So for the activity, I would have students come up, pick a noodle, recite the hundreds, tens, and ones of this whole number, and if they get it correct, they can keep that noodle or place it back in if they get it incorrect, and then try again by picking out another noodle. So I'll represent this activity as if I were presenting it to the second graders. So I would have them come up to the pool of water, just pick any noodle that they choose out of the pool of water. This number specifically is number 43. This will be represented as 0 hundreds, 4 tens, and 3 ones. If the student gets that correct, they can keep that noodle as I said before, or they can place it back in for another student to choose. If they got this incorrect, I would like the student to place the noodle back into the pool of water and choose another noodle to recite, just so I know that they got that concept down and they are up to standard with the math standard that I have listed on the trifold board, which is read and write numbers to 1,000 using the base 10 numerals, and the example says 716 is represented as 700, 10, and 6. So again, that's the hundreds, tens, and ones. And in the math standard, it says read and write. So I wanted to create this activity so students can not only read and write during these hundreds, tens, and ones, but also doing it with a hands-on activity and verbalizing that standard. So again, just to represent the activity one more time to represent that, a student would come up, pick one of the noodles out of the pool of water. This number would be 726. This is the whole number represented on this noodle. And the student would say this is 7 hundredths, 2 tens, and 6 ones. That would be the correct answer for this noodle specifically. And again, I would have the student place it back into the pool. If they got it correct, and if incorrect, they would do it once more just to prove that they know what they are doing for this activity. And overall, I chose to do this activity because, as I said on my board, it connects to the sport of swimming because you can put some numbers on noodles, put it in a pool of water, and this relates to the sport of swimming. So I just wanted the students to be able to correlate the two and do it in a fun manner that they'll be learning their math skills.